Hey friends, this is Ian Khan here at HIMSS 25, interviewing leaders, executives, and change makers. I have with me Guru Tadipati, and he's going to talk about an important part of the industry on how technology is really permeating, and what are some of the ways of really creating solutions rather than anything else. Guru, welcome to the podcast. First of all, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
How are you finding HIMSS 25?
Fantastic. I mean, this is probably my third HIMSS. I come pretty much every year, and the idea is to learn, network, understand what's going on with the different facets of healthcare, either it be care or business ops.
Yeah.
So it's been a great experience. Always.
Yeah, excellent. And I hear a lot this time around obviously around artificial intelligence, agentic AI, many things, right? We're also hearing data. We're hearing about mobility. So amazing showcase, I think, of different providers. Of course, there's the big folks, there's the smaller vendors. There's about 25,000 people who are here, and they're expecting another few thousand to register. So it's about 35,000 people who come to HIMSS.
Yeah, I mean, every year pretty much 35,000 people come into HIMSS, and I think as I see between last year and this year, I think there's a significant impetus, especially on the AI front, and more companies offering more features, and I think the big buzzword right now is AI and agentic, the stuff.
Tell us about what have you been working on, the last 1 year, last few years if you want, but what's been happening at your end?
So we launched Murphi.ai last year, and we initially focused on intellectual disability and development. We focused on home health, hospice, palliative, now into primary care and specialty care. We essentially focus on, if you look at healthcare broadly, there are two parts to it, the care and the collections, very broadly. Right? The care can be, you can simplify the clinician workflows, or you can simplify the patient workflows. And on the collections, you either collect from the payers or you collect from the patients. At a very broad level, right? And so when we looked at the whole spectrum, we thought that as opposed to offering a feature-based approach, which is like, okay, we are a product company, we offer a scribe or we offer a specific feature, we said Murphi.ai would be a platform. So the fundamental difference is that if you look at EHR companies, RCM companies, or provider companies, they can simply hook onto our platform and pick up the features, put it as part of their workflows, and just go live in within a few weeks. So the big difference is we work on transformation of products from an AI standpoint. That means if you have an existing EHR or a provider workflow or an RCM workflow or a patient payables workflow, right? We look at the end-to-end workflows and we see how we can completely transform them from an AI perspective. For example, in the home health, we recently launched a use case where a home health clinician who is driving to meet a patient can, on the dashboard, will have a mobile phone, and she could simply ask, instead of saying, Alexa, play me a song, she would probably say, Alexa, fetch me the patient summary, patient history, patient care plan, patient medications, and so on and so forth, and boom, it just comes up.
Yeah.
Because we are deeply integrated, and the AI will run the agents will run, and then pick up the right information based on how we chunk the data using Vertex AI, RAC models, and so on and so forth, which is a layer above the LLMs.
Yeah.
And we extract the right amount of data, the right quantity and the right quality of data, because it's an endless stream. You can just keep on doing like a feed.
Yeah.
So, and then we put it out there. So that's one great use case.
Yeah.
Now, in many providers, you will see that there are clinical staff and there are also non-clinical staff, right? Now, when you're dealing with, let's say, home care or IDD, etc., you will find that a lot of them may not be English-speaking users. They are Spanish-speaking users. So we have now a very simple plug-and-play API. You can just connect and speak in Spanish, generate a node, generate a goal, behavior, whatever it is, and then you can push it out there. Now, interestingly, if you go, let's say, to any of the LLMs, it will give you a running text, and it could vary from every instance. So what we've done is we kind of use something called as guided AI. people talk about ambient AI and sensitized AI, etc. We use guided AI. That means we pretty much take the outputs, put it in the form of a certain guidance using prompt engineering and so on, and give you the right template that you are actually looking for, as opposed to giving you reams of information. So that is probably the second big use case. The third one is that, and probably the real secret sauce is probably we are the first in terms of giving you a feed-based AI. What I mean by that is, if you identify, let's say, a care plan, and you have a bunch of data on the care plan, so we can plug the entire data, right? Put it in the form of a certain models, and then give you like a Google text bar, like you ask, give me the nearby restaurants or something. So you can have a text bar in which you can ask, fetch me IAN's patient history. So it will come up, fetch me your medications, your care plan, your whatever that you want. So if a physician is meeting you, instead of reading all your summaries, I mean, it's a lot, big 50, 60 pages summaries over a period of time, instead of doing that, so the physician can simply pick up, give me the A4 size summary. They pick it up, read it. You pretty much save, just imagine, 10, 20 minutes per patient, and you're meeting 30 patients a day, you're saving 300 minutes. We just to add one more last thing, we just calibrated for a pretty large EHR in the IDD space. We integrated Murphi.ai platform. I mean, they integrated with us, picked and chose some features. We went live with 3 or 4 core features, and when we calibrated the time and effort, we noticed that every provider on agency can save almost $47,000 to $68,000 per annum per provider.
Wow,
which is significant, right? And what are we charging? We're not even charging 1/10 of that. So it's how the whole evolution is taking place, that if you take a specific feature and say I'm AI enabled, you're solving like a small nut and bolt problem.
Of course.
But if you're taking the whole set of features and revamping the workflows and revamping the products, you're solving a much larger problem. So that is the fundamental difference with which we have taken to the industry, and that's where Murphi.ai stands out significantly.
Excellent. What do you see happen in the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years? What kind of transformation are you looking at generally in the industry? Is there going to be more adoption of AI? Are people going to take data more seriously? What are some of the fast-moving things you're going to see?
So, adoption to AI, obviously it's already started. Now, just like any adoption that you had right from internet or mobile or any transformation, it should be simplified. It should not be glorified. That's a big difference. So what happens is, initially when a new technology comes up, it is all hype and hoopla around that. But over a period of time, it becomes democratized. People use mobile phones, people use internet as if, it was always existing. Similarly, AI in the next 1 to 2 years time frame will become ubiquitous, will become democratic, and people start using everywhere. Right? And I believe, and I personally believe, that in the next few years, my agent will be talking to your agent and coming out with summaries as to what my decisions should be. So more and more people would be just potentially taking decisions on summarization of information which the agents will give. I think that is a fundamental transition that's going to happen, instead of people to people, agents to agents.
Okay. And do you think we are ready in terms of regulatory frameworks, healthcare frameworks, HIPAA, there's all these amazing things that protect us from the unknown and risks. Do you think industry regulators and bodies are going to catch up soon as well?
So, whenever a new technology comes up, which is pretty significantly different from what it was before, not incremental, but completely differential, right? The regulations follow very fast. Because what happens is, as you rightly said, Ian, there's a potential risk in terms of security or data, whatever it is, right? So while the framework of the guidelines and the policy remains the same, the implementations will change, the audits will change, the checks will change, the governance will change. So, for example, from our perspective, we put a governance statement right up front whenever somebody has to use AI from our platform, saying that you got to follow your organization policies.
Of course.
If you don't follow them, don't use this. So that's a caveat before we actually get down this track.
Yeah, no, and listening to all the conversations here, there's lots happening. I think everybody's now over that phase of AI when it was a very new thing. It was scary or whatnot. I think true use cases are now emerging. Adoption is faster. There's a lot of openness on saying, yes, this actually really works. This is amazing, rather than saying, no, it's either brilliant or we're afraid of it. There were two extremes, but now we're finding, adoption is happening in people and industries generally are looking favorably to AI. So I'm looking forward to this era of, when your agent talks to mine and then things are automated so that we can squeeze out the value from time. Efficiency is there. So I definitely am looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Guru, for sharing those insights with us. Again, Guru with Murphi.ai. They are innovating in the healthcare space with artificial intelligence. Check them out. And thank you for watching this episode on The Futurist at HIMSS. Thank you. Thank you, Guru. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.